So here, perhaps when the Prime Minister addressed the first rally in Delhi, he addressed the big question, the elephant in the room, whether all the freebies will continue or not.
Right.
So he said everything will continue and plus there would be a top-up. So 2100 rupees plus 400 rupees extra, which will be there, and free Bijli, free Pani will continue.
So, say, BJP's strategy has been on the plank of Aam Aadmi Party. They were not into denial or ridicule. So, one, it was assuring the poor voter, and that has been the BJP's core concern, because since 1998, if you see, while middle class have been voting for the BJP, be it Sheila Dikshit or Arvind Kejriwal, it's the lower middle class and the poor segments that in assembly election used to vote to the Congress and now Aam Aadmi Party. So BJP had to win the war of perception by assuring the poor voters that BJP is not against the freebies. This is one. Two, also, there was not much difference besides that Prime Minister led the campaign in Delhi election. Like 2020, 2015, in fact, like 2020, there was no face. Party did not try to project or even float, and there was no whisper campaigning that A, B, C, D could be the face, There was nothing except in the same direction. Both Aam Aadmi Party and BJP were promising the freebies and, as you said, top up. If at all, assuming if BJP, despite everything, despite no novelty, manages to come back into the power, that would be primarily on account of the anti-Aam Aadmi Party, Because we do not say, yes, Prime Minister Modi led, but you see BJP leadership, BJP faces, sort of the state unit, there was nothing which was indicating that they were really aggressive. And yet if BJP is coming back, so despite their organizational investment, primarily we have to concede that perhaps Aam Aadmi Party did not only lose the middle class support base, but it also alienated a section of the lower middle class and the poor segments. So primarily it would be if incumbent loses, anti-incumbency vote, wherein BJP would be the default beneficiary, which it incast on account of.
Yes, because it was a very negative campaign.
Exactly.
You were not really projecting an alternate idea for Delhi.
Exactly. So it was nothing sort of a pro-BJP. It was people, you are angry with the Aam Aadmi Party and you think BJP is best suited, to be rewarded because Congress doesn't have the kind of attraction and traction among the electorate.
Okay. Shelly Oberoi of the Aam Aadmi Party joins us. Shelly Oberoi, how is the Aam Aadmi Party viewing early morning trends? It's 8:30 now.
Hello Maria, today is a very important day and today the Delhi Assembly polls result will be declared and we have full faith and that we are forming government with full majority and once again like in last 10 years we will get blessings of Delhi people and Delhi people they have voted for the politics of honesty and work, the work done under the leadership of Arvind Kejriwal and we have not fought against one party. We have fought against the entire corrupt system. This time, it was good governance model versus corrupt system where the policies are being made to support the big business tycoon friends. And
it's 21-21.
It was
so even Stephen again for the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Okay, so even while I was speaking that, BJP has gone up by 2 seats. And if you look at the difference from 2020, BJP up 20 seats in postal ballot, Aam Aadmi Party down 22 seats in the postal ballot. Postal ballot, of course, so I will not say much on that. Go ahead, Shelly. Finish your point.
The counting has just started, so these are the initial results.
Yes.
And this time, it was a very different election. It was Arvind Kejriwal on the one side and the other parties, BJP and Congress, as well as the other agencies, whether it is ED, CBI, Delhi Police, Election Commission on the other hand. It was only Arvind Kejriwal ji who could fight against the entire corrupt system.
So the question of level playing field, the same charge is coming here, Amitabh. Nothing new. We have heard this in election after election. And again, let's not forget that when UPA was in power, it faced the same charge from the BJP that there is no level playing field. But I'm talking about the BJP campaign here. Let's look at that. It was a negative campaign, but I would also say that this was a campaign meant to, take that sheen of brand Kejriwal. Because they knew that if Kejriwal's image is dented, then they would have a chance in Delhi.
Yeah, because see, the Aam Aadmi Party's base vote is what? Around 20-25% in the Lok Sabha. but it gets around 54-55% in Vidhan Sabha. This 30% is clearly a leadership vote, which Kejriwal is pulling voters from Congress party and BJP in a Vidhan Sabha election. So if you're fighting this election, you needed to dent brand Kejriwal. So that's why this liquor gate and Sheesh Mahal were raised, to show that brand Kejriwal has weakened and he's deviated from his path or from his earlier stance that he would not take security, he would not live in a palatial house sort of a thing. So they were targeting at that. Once that happened, but BJP's campaign here has also changed over this last month. This was just the initial sort of campaign. Once they realized that this is not perhaps working amongst the poor and the lower class, then they started talking about continuance of the schemes, because Aam Aadmi Party's narrative is or was that the BJP would stop the schemes if they come back to power. That was a powerful narrative which Aam Aadmi Party had. So the Prime Minister himself had to come and say that the schemes will be continued. That's number one. And number two, it will be topped up. See, the biggest weakness of Aam Aadmi Party in this campaign has been that they were not able to transfer a single installment of the Mahila Samman Yojana. That is what is very intriguing to me. They had allocated a budget of 2,000 crores, but they did not transfer.
Unlike Maharashtra.
Yeah, unlike Maharashtra. So, so here is someone, Shelly, that brings me to that question. That BJP is saying that we delivered in states. If we promised we delivered, it's not freebie per se. But in case of Aam Aadmi Party, you made that promise of 2,100. It's your government in power. Why didn't you pay a single installment?
First of all, the spokesperson is talking about the campaign done by BJP.
No, he's not a spokesperson, he's an analyst.
That was a negative campaign. They have done an electoral scam. They were buying votes and they were misusing their power. On the other hand, when the complaint was filed against them to the Election Commission did not take any action at that time. So they bought, maybe they have bought votes by distributing money, by distributing different household things. But BJP is very overconfident, and definitely this time Bharatiya Janata Party again, even after 27, 28 years back, the Delhi people have already rejected them, and this time also Bharatiya Janata Party will not
Pragya of the BJP joins us.
You're talking about fulfilling the promises. What about the 15 lakhs which they promised to transfer into the bank accounts of the
so, we will wait for all this. Your reaction, BJP's reaction in just a bit. But Anushka is joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters. I want to understand what's happening at the AAP office. I've covered Aam Aadmi Party from the times that they started, from the Anna Hazare movement. We have seen that enthusiasm, euphoria around Mr. Kejriwal's brand of politics, how he was this outsider who completely disrupted politics of the country. And now, what are you seeing there? The Jhadu, how is it looking?
Well, certainly, Maria, the Aam Aadmi Party leaders have started arriving here. We talked to Jasmine Shah, we talked to Anurag Dhanda. Both of them have echoed that this was the toughest battle that the Aam Aadmi Party had to fight. Now, I'd like to show you some glimpse of the Aam Aadmi Party office and what all is going around here. I'll request my camera person to pan the camera and show you the visuals. We are seeing that the stage is set. All the leaders are arriving one by one, and it's, several of the arrangements have been made here. The Aam Aadmi Party is saying that they will be winning with a comfortable margin this time around. They have also said that this was not just a fight against political parties but against a corrupt system. Now remember, during the last leg of this term in Aam Aadmi Party, it was quite tough for all the senior leaderships. We saw several of the senior leaders who had been in fact jailed on the corruption charges, and also we are seeing right now Aam Aadmi Party is in fact saying that they are about to win this election with a comfortable margin. We did see that this was quite an intense and sometimes hostile campaigning that went on. We also saw that the Congress was fighting for resurgence. The BJP was in fact trying to give a tough battle, and also the Aam Aadmi Party's fight for survival. Today is the day when people will get to know what Delhi has decided. But also we are seeing that the Aam Aadmi Party had to face quite a...
Okay, we will come back to you. Charu Pragya of the BJP joins us. Charu, what's happening?
Maria, good morning. I'm at Delhi BJP and the office is buzzing with activity and positive energy. We are waiting to finally see the day when this AAP will be swept out of Delhi. Delhi has been waiting for this day for a very long time, and the early indications are showing that it will be exactly as we had predicted for months, because here is a political party that has literally gone back on every single thing they said to the electorate in Delhi. They've done a U-turn everywhere. They have done scams, they have filled up their own pockets, and the situation has been dismal. Delhi deserves far, far better, and they're about to get it. Interestingly, all three of the tallest AAP leaders are trailing right now, starting from Arvind Kejriwal, and then Atishi, and then Manish Sisodia. Also interestingly, Aam Aadmi Party is already finding things to blame for their loss. So thankfully, they've not started on the EVMs yet, but they're talking about their candidates being approached. They are talking about complaints being made. Again, they have not backed any of this up with any proof. In fact, we've not even heard the names of the 16 candidates who have who've been approached. And when the Delhi Anti-Corruption Bureau tried to investigate this, they were turned back. No details were given to them. So all of this is indicative of a massive loss coming Aam Aadmi Party's way, and I'm waiting.
We'll wait for that. Charu, we'll wait for that. It's 8:40. It's only postal ballots. Perhaps now we can tell our viewers that the counting of EVMs have begun. So the counting of EVMs have begun very early in the day. In next few minutes, around 10:30 is when picture will be clear. So we can say it's picture abhi baki hai. So wait for your thoughts. Lots to analyze, lots to contemplate, lots to think about that. How did the BJP in particular manage that answer when it is about face versus face? They completely said we will not be getting into that domain. When it is about Arvind Kejriwal versus who, repeatedly that question was asked during the course of the campaign. BJP refused to engage on that issue. We have Tanushka joining us. Tanushka, what's the mood on the ground? You are at Gold Market and Delhi is looking bright and sunny.
Yes, exactly, Maria. I am at the Gold Market Counting Centre at the New Delhi, where the New Delhi constituency, polls, booths, ballots are being counted at the moment. It is 8:41 right now. We're 40 minutes into counting. Of course, it's only begun at this point. And high stakes battle here, right at the booth where I am at this counting centre. Saurabh Bhardwaj, the candidate from Greater Kailash, had gone in earlier, and Sandeep Dikshit, the main contender from this New Delhi constituency seat from the Congress, has also gone in a while back. Remember, this is the seat which is facing a very stiff and very tough triangular contest between former Chief Minister of Delhi Arvind Kejriwal and Parvesh Singh Sahib Verma from the BJP, and of course Sandeep Dikshit from the Congress. So it'll be interesting to see how does the New Delhi constituency seat also fare. And definitely, the Aam Aadmi Party is looking for a hat-trick, looking for a third term here. The BJP, on the other hand, is looking to make a comeback after around 27 years in Delhi all across.
Okay.
So while the Congress, of course, in the last assembly elections has only gotten around 2 seats, so they're also looking to make some sort of a dent this time.
Okay.
But this is, of course, it's very heated up today. It'll be interesting to see how the results start rolling in.
Okay, and what happens by the end of the day? What happens in the next 2 hours? That will decide the fate of Delhi and in many ways the entire country, because is Delhi really that showcase capital of that India wants to put on the map to tell the who's who visit India, the heads of various countries who visit India? That's the big question that is going to be answered today. Amitabh, a word on Arvind Kejriwal. From the New Delhi constituency in 2020, he had won that seat by 21,687 votes, and we are looking at 843 now, and he is trailing vis-a-vis Mr. Parvesh Verma. Parvesh Verma, another very interesting political figure now, from being one of many BJP MPs in Delhi to not being fielded to now taking on the Chief Minister.
Yeah, so that is a strategy which BJP used in Madhya Pradesh, where they fielded many of their MPs to contest in Vidhan Sabha elections. See, Arvind Kejriwal has got a fight for the first time on this seat after 2013, if you say, when he defeated Sheila Dikshit. Now, what is happening there is that Sandeep Dixit has also run a very shrill campaign because he wants to probably partake the legacy of her mother, and he feels that Arvind Kejriwal has tarnished the image of Sheila Dixit, which was largely development, but in the last leg she has been branded as a corrupt leader, not being able to deliver on the promises. 2G, not 2G rather, CWG scam, etc. So he is contesting a very fierce battle. Now, in a triangular battle, what happens is that with the number of votes reduced, you don't know which candidate is taking over the votes of which party. Now, if Sandeep Dixit is able to make significant dent in the vote share of Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal, then the BJP obviously has an edge, because the BJP's core vote is higher than Aam Aadmi Party's core vote across the state.
Okay, Amitabh, one question that I have for you. We talk about the difference between the Lok Sabha and the Assembly elections. There is a visible shift. Aam Aadmi Party is at around 24-25 in the Lok Sabha. They go up to 51-52 in the Vidhan Sabha. Is it about the floating voters? No, but we know about the split verdict. But what exactly is the 30% vote?
No, see, essentially what happens is that, again, the base vote is 24-25.
Okay, so the BJP at 8:45 has crossed the majority mark, which is 36 in the leads, which is coming in. Let's be clear, this is trends and very, very early. Ladies and gentlemen, very, very early. It's 37 for the BJP. They have made a gain of 30 with regards to 2020 results. Aam Aadmi Party down by 31. They are at 26. But it's not really much of a gap between the two sides. It's 8:45. Still, I would say first round in most constituencies, very, very early. Yes, Amitabh.
Yeah, so essentially, again, the base vote of Aam Aadmi Party is 20-25, BJP is 35-40. So you can say whatever Aam Aadmi Party is getting is traditionally the Congress vote. So it's an anti-BJP vote, let's say, what Aam Aadmi Party is getting. What BJP is getting, the original anti-Congress, now let's say anti-AAP. So that makes it just 65%. So it's 30-35% voters are not aligned to any party ideologically. Because again, middle class is not ideologically aligned to any party. It keeps on shifting from one party to another depending upon the category of the election. Now, Aam Aadmi Party, what I call, is depends upon a borrowed vote. It borrows voters from Congress and BJP who have voted for it in Lok Sabha election, in the Vidhan Sabha election. On brand Kejriwal, some may be voting because they are beneficiaries of central government for BJP in the Lok Sabha, but they are beneficiaries of the state government schemes here.
So what kind of schemes do you think the middle class would be getting?
From
Aam Aadmi Party.
The middle class is also getting 50% subsidy on the electricity bills above 200 units, correct? The free bus travel for women, some of the middle class are using it, but largely it is poor and lower socio-economic class section.
My question now to Sajjan is that if these numbers actually hold, and if this is how it continues for the next 2 hours, so it's clearly not a cliffhanger for the capital. It's a clear verdict which is coming in for the BJP.
Yeah.
But the question is that did the elections shift on 1st of February? When Nirmala Sitharaman inside the Lok Sabha announced that big tax relief for the middle class.
Yes, certainly. I mean, if you see the 1st February, certainly middle class inclination was already there. The question is about further consolidation. And it's not only a question of who we consider as the middle class, because if you see on the ground, there are also a significant section of the electorates in Delhi who in their own perception consider themselves as the middle class. Yeah, man, that's a very interesting thing, your self-perception. So many times you take a cab or something and you talk to the person, and depending upon their background and maybe regional identity, they will identify themselves as belonging to the poor or the middle class. So this is one. Two, what also contributed, if this number holds true, it's like a parallel of 2012 UP elections, wherein Mayawati was the incumbent. So while Congress therein also did not have much traction, but Rahul Gandhi in Bhatta Parsol and many other, they all collectively along with the BJP contributed to the anti-incumbency sentiment. Primarily it was the Samajwadi Party which became the best bet.
Yes.
So in this election also, see, we have been talking about how much vote Congress could get away from Aam Aadmi Party base. That's not important. The question is, both Congress and BJP collectively targeted in a synchronized way around the same issue of corruption and failure of governance, the Aam Aadmi Party. And therefore, certainly Congress contribution should also be assessed, not the voting percentage that it split away from the Aam Aadmi Party base, but also the contribution to the anti-incumbency
amplification
vote.
of the amplification of the
And wherein the
anti-incumbency
voters, sense of disillusionment amplified, but they chose BJP, as their alternative.
Okay.
So that is why
Okay, so let's have that visual a little bigger on the screen. I think those are the visuals of Parvesh Verma. Parvesh Verma earlier in the day praying in one of the temples in Delhi. If it actually turns out that he manages to defeat the chief minister, will fortunes turn completely for him? What will this mean for Parvesh Verma in particular? Charu Pragya, all of you have worked very closely with him, in Delhi, and we would often speak as reporters, Charu, that Delhi unit was a very disjointed unit. But if BJP manages to pull this election through, then that will also become a falsehood. That it's not really a disjointed unit, or perhaps all the pieces came together for this election because they understood how important it is for the party.
Maria, I don't think we have ever been a unit that's disjointed in any way. And what we have this time is the added burden on all of us to contest this in the best possible way, because Delhi has been suffering. Whichever way you look at it, the budgets have been siphoned off, CAG reports have not been tabled, there are discrepancies in finance everywhere, there is trouble with just finding decent air to breathe and water to drink. That's the state at which Delhi is today. And when the state sees that Modi's guarantees have worked fabulously at the national level, when the state sees that all the promises that have been made to all the other states BJP has a government in, Delhi wants to catch up and catch up fast. And that's, I think, one reason why we are seeing such a huge trend of the votes following BJP's way. I'm not calling out the election just yet, but we have been confident of winning this for all of these reasons, because we deliver whatever we promise on, because we make sure that there is no siphoning off of funds in the name of welfare schemes like Aam Aadmi Party has been doing. And we are in fact in a position now where we've pledged that AAP needs to be swept out. I think that's where it begins in Delhi, because the way we've seen mismanagement and misgovernance, that needs to end. And why shouldn't it? Because Delhi is the capital of India. Our country is doing so well. We are thriving in all parameters. We are performing brilliantly on every other parameter.
For 30 minutes is the Congress number.
Of Aam Aadmi Party.
It's still at 1. That seems to be not moving. So, Aam Aadmi Party should be at least taking relief in that when it is the opposition space perhaps, or too early again, I'm saying with a lot of caution, a lot of health warning, it's 8:52. These are perhaps even the first round of counting would not be over in most of these seats that we are looking at. But the leads have come in of 65 seats out of 70. The BJP is at 37, up 30 seats from 2020. What is turning out is that the big faces of the Aam Aadmi Party at the moment are trailing. Be it Atishi or Mr. Kejriwal himself, they appear to be trailing. So that's certainly a matter of concern for the Aam Aadmi Party. Shelley, 30 seconds and then we move on to others.
See, everybody knows that in last 1.5 years, Aam Aadmi Party has faced a lot of challenges. And even after overcoming all those challenges, we have fought really well. And we don't do politics for the vote bank. We try to fulfill all our promises, whether it is good governance model, good education, good hospital, free bijli pani, policies for elderly people, policy for women. And definitely we have full faith. It is just a start. It's just a wait and watch situation. And after few hours, after few minutes, definitely we'll get to know the reality. And we have full faith that Delhi people has voted for us, and we will be forming government with full majority. And once again, we will be getting the blessings of the Delhiites, and Delhi people have trusted us in last 10 years, and we have fulfilled all their promises.
Yes, but one thing is clear that for 10 long years, yes, Charu, quickly.
Can I just quickly interject?
Go ahead.
very quickly. So, you know, when Aam Aadmi Party keeps talking about the difficulties they have faced in the last 1.5 years, who did you have to blame for those difficulties? You were the ones who made a very sketchy liquor policy which you had to take back. You were the ones who were siphoning off funds. You were the ones who got into making sure Delhi Jal Board sank, literally sank. You were the ones who were carrying out scams in the name of mohalla clinics. So you have nobody to blame but yourself. And you should not keep complaining about a difficult time because you only faced what you did. You know, you were reaping the fruits of what you sowed.
Okay, let's move on. This will continue. BJP. Okay, Ghazali is now joining us from Maharani Bagh constituency. In fact, polling center, the accounting center, that's where counting is going on. Ghazali, can we tell our viewers which stage of counting is on? How many rounds done? It's too early, it's 8:55 only, but is one round of counting over?
Yeah, one round is over, but there is no clear information coming out of the counting center that how many rounds have been, how many rounds are over. Even the Aam Aadmi supporters are tight-lipped after the television channels have started showing the trends that Atishi is trailing here. And particularly not just for the Kalkaji seat, this counting center serves, the counting is happening for 4 constituencies, including Okhla as well, a very tightly contested seat right now for AAP's Amanatullah Khan. So these 2 seats are something for which the Aam Aadmi supporters are lined up here. They're waiting for every update. Atishi went inside, Al-Kalamba is inside, Manish Sisodia is also coming just a short while back, to say half an hour ago.
Okay.
So we
So
can
the
say
gap
that
between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party has increased. It's 15 seats. It's 15 seats now between the two parties, Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. We were talking about the Kalkaji seat. Kalkaji is witnessing a 3-way contest. Ghazali, just wait for a moment. Aam Aadmi Party, remember, has Atishi, the Chief Minister from there. It's Al-Kalamba of the Congress and also Ramesh Buduri of the BJP. The constituency in all has 1,94,515 voters. In 2020, BJP's Dharambir Singh got defeated at the hands of Atishi by 11,393 votes. But the gap between the two sides, the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, is increasing. And it seems that the BJP is only consolidating, but it's only first round which has got over. A word, and before we take a quick break here, Sajjan,
Yeah, certainly.
because it's, if the gap is only increasing, 25,
gap is
41.
increasing, and also, I mean, while there was a clear thing that Aam Aadmi Party was facing the anti-incumbency, I mean, if the trends continue, it shows that, the anti-incumbency only kept on increasing, and it defied the class logic which was there initially. And therein we see that, kind of a concert. So, one interesting thing is that it was not just the BJP, RSS and many other affiliate organizations outreach among the voters. Congress outreach also contributed to BJP's kitty by amplifying the sentiment. So, certainly we see that now, as you see, if the gap is increasing, and thereby anti-incumbency that was visible only intensified, So this is primarily a anti-AAP vote, which BJP became a beneficiary of.
And interestingly, this is a seat where the women voters outnumbered men. And 6 were, the demography of Sikh were supposed to be backing Atishi. So now I'm
a woman chief minister.
Yeah, a woman chief minister.
If the woman chief minister is not getting support of that 2,100 rupee scheme of the Aam Aadmi Party,
that itself speaks,
explain.
Also, she was not, and Maria, she was not asking votes on the name of her work. She was asking for Kejriwal. So people just really, though she was the woman chief minister, and then Delhi should have been proud of with so much, burden of this lying on the woman voter and women voters being the X factor in this election. I did not see any campaign which highlighted Atishi or her work for the woman particularly also. It was all around Kejriwal and 2,100 rupees. But when it comes to freebie, we are forgetting that Congress also matched the freebies. So when everybody's manifesto looked the same, the freebies looked the same, I think the clock, the needles get stuck on the credibility. Ki kisne diya hai? And I think this is where the AAP made a mistake, where they could have dispersed amount, whatever 2,100 while they were in government. Atishi is still the CM of the Delhi state, but she did not do that as they did it in the Jharkhand for Maya Yojana or in the Maharashtra for the Ladki Behan. Even in Madhya Pradesh, because Ladli Behna scheme was going on. So here it felt like कि पता नहीं करेगा नहीं करेगा, and when Prime Minister comes in the picture, he says 8 March को आपके account में पैसे आ जाएंगे.
Yes, on the Women's
so
Day.
credibility between the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal versus Narendra Modi, you have no match.
See, as I said, and from day one I have said, this Mahila Samman Yojana is not going to work for the Aam Aadmi Party because you have not transferred the money.
When you are in
Wherever
power.
it has worked, people have transferred 3 to 6 months of installments.
That's right.
And then it becomes a promise versus promise. And then it becomes the question of who has fulfilled this promise. Your Punjab government does not. You have not, despite creating a budget of 2,000 crores. But Congress has in Karnataka, BJP has in Maharashtra, MP, JMM has in Jharkhand.
Yeah.
So why were you not able to transfer? So that is one of the key weaknesses. Maybe the LG would not have let it happen, but that would have earned brownie points for the Aam Aadmi Party. Why did they not recommend the file to LG? That is something I am totally lost about. This is a crucial piece of strategy which the Aam Aadmi Party has missed in this election.
Absolutely. Let's bring in Aishwarya Jain, who's joining us from the BJP office. Aishwarya, 9 a.m. and the BJP only consolidating its position. They are at 42, up 35 from 2020. And, as the Home Minister had said much before the entire furore started, he said, Chunav to abhi shuru hua hai. And that time it looked like that does the BJP really have the strategy? And let's not forget that was said famously before 1st of February. Did the 1st of February, that announcement that came from Finance Minister, change the elections for the BJP? Early moment, but yes, let's talk about it. What are you seeing at the BJP office?
Well, and this is a place where all these strategies had been planned by the Bharatiya Janata Party top leadership. We saw multiple times BJP President JP Nadda, Home Minister Amit Shah himself arriving at this very office, which is at Pandit Pant Marg, the BJP Delhi state headquarters. And there was a war room that was set up. 352 Bharatiya Janata Party workers worked day and night for the strategic planning and how the polling will go on. Certainly it is now going in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and the clear message had been given by the top leadership, and we have been speaking to the top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party that still wait and watch, because 1 hour or so is very crucial, and till that time there should be no celebration. Of course, let me show you the glimpse of what the BJP state headquarters currently looking like. A lot of people starting from the main gate of the BJP state headquarters at Pandit Pant Marg are entering. The leaders have already started arriving in at the Pandit Pant Marg state headquarters early this morning, and they are glued to the television screens for these early trends. But as I said, the messaging has been clear that they should wait till the final picture doesn't arrive. No celebration till that, because Delhi elections are very neck to neck. Of course, the BJP leaders are very, very confident of winning this time, pulling this time off and coming back to the power after almost 27 years. And therefore, the reason perhaps a temple run since morning has begun. Now, Virendra Sachdeva also is at Hanuman temple, and from there he will be coming back to the BJP state headquarters. Parvesh Verma already, we saw those visuals of him going to the Hanuman temple, and that's the kind of tradition that the BJP leaders usually follow. So where will this trend that we are witnessing right now will continue for the next 1 or 2 hours and will give a way to BJP to form government is something that would be very interesting to see.
Right, Aishwarya, thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep coming back to you. So a great degree of caution on the part of the BJP as we look at these numbers. For all those who are joining us at the moment, we can tell them that the counting began at 8 a.m. It's a high-stakes battle for Delhi, a prestige battle for the BJP, a battle for existential, or should I say survival for the Aam Aadmi Party, and a battle for relevance for the Congress Party. We have Professor Sandeep Shastri joining us, Neerja Chaudhary joining us, Sujata continues to be with us. Professor Shastri, 9 a.m., very early, but in early trends, very, very early trends, it looks like that the pollsters may have got it right.
Yes, and we have now the trends from all the 70 seats. The direction of the result seems to be what the exit polls projected, though of course as of now the intensity of victory is not what was projected in the exit polls, but then maybe that is too early to say that. We will need to wait till 10, 15. And what's important is, while the Aam Aadmi Party may be leading in 26 seats, all its three big leaders are trailing and consistently trailing from the beginning.
For the last 1 hour.
And sorry?
For the last 1 hour.
Yes,
Counting began at 8.
That would be a matter of alarm. And the 26 seats they are leading is actually those seats where you have a significant presence of the economically less privileged. So that, I think, is sending another interesting message that the security, the economic guarantees that were given seem to be having some impact, and at least in some segments of the voters, it is seen in the trends that we are now witnessing.
Okay, so if we look at the picture of Delhi, and I'll ask the producer to put that on full screen, Juhi, let's look at the full picture of Delhi and try and analyze that with Neerja Chaudhary. Neerja, this is how Delhi is looking at the moment. It's 9-5, very, very early, but it is saffron all the way.
I think though 9-5 early trends, the trend is very clear. And you're right, it is the way the exit polls predicted, which means the exit polls caught a desire for change that was prevalent in all parts of Delhi. I agree with Mr. Shastri that, the poorer sections have stuck by Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party and sworn by what they have done. But even amongst the poorer sections, I think people have shifted, because you cannot be leading in 43 or 44 seats without other sections having shifted to the other side. And I think overall they felt it's not it's not anger manifesting itself. It is that you did not do enough for us, and maybe after 10 years we need change. And I hope that BJP also in power at the center may be able to put in resources and do things which are big ticket.
Yes, and also a message that they do not want a government which passes the buck, which indulges in constant blame game and is at constant loggerheads. They want a functioning government.
I think that is more it. Loggerheads is what people were afraid of.
हमेशा लड़ते रहते हैं. That was the message.
हाँ, लड़ते रहेंगे. अगर आम आदमी पार्टी आ गई, अच्छा किया हम लोगों के लिए, लेकिन लड़ते ही रहेंगे आगे जाके. और बीजेपी नहीं करने देगी. ये भी एक feeling थी. Therefore, bring BJP in. It's a very pragmatic voter that's coming to the fore increasingly.
An unpredictable voter, which is saying that when the Delhi metro stops, at the moment 9-7, it is 44 for the BJP, 25 for the Aam Aadmi Party, 1 for the Congress. And this is early trends, ladies and gentlemen, for all the viewers who are joining us. Very, very early trends, but it's showing that the exit polls may get it right. In another 1 hour, the picture will be clear.
But while you said it's an unpredictable voter, it is a very assertive voter.
Assertive voter. And the same voter which is capable of defeating powerful leaders, like they did with Sheila Dikshit,
As I said on your show last night,
yes,
the ultimate victor today will be the voter of Delhi.
But Delhi has always been the demanding electorate. I mean, if I want it, if you give me that, I'm going to vote for you. But you know what is interesting, and I see that as Aam Aadmi Party was once known for its booth management. People who were working voluntarily, without any interest. I think over the period of time where the Arvind Kejriwal's the reputation getting dented and credibility being in question, they have lost that. Even and RSS, 50,000 meetings, 30 district, 173 nagars, with Starbucks all across, and going and doing these drawing room board meetings. I think that we should not forget that they are doing a Maharashtra in Delhi once more.